morning or good evening, depending on the time that you're doing this happy day. Today is our stretch day. I want you to get really relaxed. I want you to start down the floor with me. We're gonna sit down first. We're gonna cross our legs. It's gonna be think about like a little mini meditation before we actually start our stretches. And my goal is for you to get in the mood, to get relaxed, to connect with your body, with your mind, with your soul, to just be able to release. That's my goal for you today and for myself. I want you to set an intention before we start the stretches. For me, it's always to release tension, to release anything that's being too heavy in my body and that's keeping me stressed. I usually hold a lot of stress in my traps, my neck. It's also always tight, so my intention is to feel a lot lighter, a lot better. My intention is also for you to feel the same. So take a little moment, get yourself adjusted, set up your intention, cross your legs. If you don't want to cross them, you don't have to. But I do want you to keep your palms open and up, because I want you, if you want to allow yourself to receive these stretches, to receive this peace and this wellness. So I want us to take 3 deep breaths. We're going to inhale on the count of 4 and then exhale on the count of 4. Okay, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna hold a little bit. Count to 4 again. Feel free to close your eyes. Count 4 to release. One more time. Now I want you to repeat. Keep your eyes closed if you like to. If you can just listen to me. Good, if you want to keep them open, you can. I am worthy. I am healthy. And I appreciate my body. I am worthy. I am healthy. And I appreciate my body. Now let's start our stretches. So I want us to actually start down on a child's pose. So we're gonna open up the knees wider than shoulder width apart. We're gonna bring the glutes down to the heels. From there, we're gonna extend down the arms. We're gonna keep the elbows down if you can, tucking your chin. We're not tucking your chin, you can just bring your head down. And then I want you to take a deep, deep breath. Extend your arms as much as you can, making sure that your forearms are down on the floor or the mat. Now we're gonna stay in the same position, but we're gonna move our upper body only, so our hands, our arms towards the right side. So we're gonna walk both hands or arms to the right side as much as we can without moving the legs or the lower body. So the point here is to stretch out the lats, and the farther you bring the left arm and you keep it down, the more you're gonna feel that in your lats. So move to the right side as much as you can. Look over to the right shoulder. Take a deep breath. Come back to the center. Extend your arms. Push your hips back as much as you can. Then we're going to walk towards the left side. Notice that when I walk to the left side, I'm bringing my right arm as far as I can to the left side so I can feel my lats and my traps. Take a deep breath. Remember, the more you extend that arm, the more you're gonna feel that stretch. Your hips stay square. Come back to the center. Extend your arms. Bring your head down. Release your forearms. Take a deep breath. And now we're gonna get on all fours to do cat-cows. Remember what I told you about the dynamic and the static stretches. So cat-cows is a dynamic stretch because we're moving as we stretch. I want you to keep your elbows straight, keep your arms straight. As we inhale, we're gonna open up the back. As we breathe out, we're gonna look up, arch the back, and we're gonna do 12 reps. Let's go. 1, 2. Take your time with these, nice and controlled. 3. 4. 5. 6. Halfway there. 7. 8. 9. 10. 2 more. We do everything on autopilot. When we connect with our body, we take time, we breathe throughout the movement. You take a moment to be present. We're done with those. If you need to do a little more, feel free to do so. What I want you to do now is stay in all fours. We're gonna bring the left foot to the front, making sure the whole foot is down. If you can have it right next to your left hand, even better, because the support of the left arm helps a lot. From here, we're gonna lift up the left arm all the way up. We're gonna take a deep breath. We're gonna bring the left arm back down. We're going to untuck the right toes, and we're gonna extend the right leg. So now we're gonna be on a half plank, and then we're going to lift the left arm up again. Bring the left arm back down, drop the right knee, and we do the same thing. We're gonna do 4 on each side. So we're rotating on the left side with our right knee down first. Then we bring the left arm down, untuck the right toes, and then rotate with the left arm again with the right knee lifted. Back down. Rotate again with your knee down. Back down. Rotate again with your knee up. Come down. One more time for each. And I really do want you to, when you open up that left arm, I do want you to think about opening up your chest. Taking a deep breath, if you can look up. Come back down. Untuck the toes. Repeat. Come back down. Drop the knee and then switch legs. So now we're going to do the same thing on that right side. When we're doing this, we're stretching out our glutes and our shoulders and our chest. Okay, so left knee down. We rotate with the right arm. Come back down. Untuck the left toes and repeat. That's one. You might feel one leg tighter than the other. For me, this right one is a lot tighter. Rotate again with your knee down. Also, by the way, and I should have said that before, if you cannot do it with your leg up, just stay down. You just keep rotating with that knee down. Come back down, knee down, rotate. Pick up the knee, rotate again. We have one more of those, one of each. So one with the knee down. And then one with the knee up if you can. Come back down. Bring that opposite knee down so we go back to all fours. From here we're gonna get on downward dog. So both knees down, you're gonna be on your toes, you're gonna lift up the hips. And we're gonna alternate our heels one by one. Try to bring those heels down to the floor as much as you can. And try to keep your hips as high as you can. We're just rotating here between the heels. Bring it in one, down at a time. You should be feeling the stretch in your hamstrings and your calves. From here, we're gonna take the left leg and we're gonna fold it right in front of us to get into pigeon. So when you fold this leg, you wanna make sure that the left foot is in line with the right hip. We untuck the right toes, keep the right leg straight. And from here, you can either stay here on your arms. You should be already be feeling the stretch in your glutes, perhaps your hips, depending on how tight you are. But I want you to stay either on your hands or just try to come down to your forearm and your elbows. But if you do so, keep your hips square. Take a deep breath here if you can. If you're finding any resistance to any of the stretches, do not push yourself too much. Remember that you're doing this to feel better, not for it to feel like a workout. So take your time, especially if you get in a certain stretch that feels really good for you and you are feeling the benefits, stay there a little longer. This is a judgment-free zone. Come up again if you're not up. Then we're going to rotate our upper body only towards the left leg. As far as you can, you don't have to go too far. You're going to feel a stretch a little more in your glutes. You might feel your obliques from the abs workout. We're gonna go back to the center. I want you to untuck the right toes. Bring that left leg back to meet the right leg. Go back to downward dog. Push your hips up as high as you can, both heels down. And then we're going to bring the right leg forward into pigeon. We're untucking the left toes. Make sure that your right foot is in line with your right hip. It doesn't have to look perfect, doesn't have to be perfect. Remember, you're doing this for your body and you wanna go as far as your body lets you. If this feels good to you, you can stay here. If you're able to go down, try it out. Allow your body to receive the stretches. Allow your body to be flexible. Now we're gonna come up and move our body towards that right side. Come back to the center. If you want to stay there a little longer, you can. But for now, we're going to go back to downward dog and then back to all fours. Drop down the knees. From here, watch me first. We're going to bring the right leg back and we're going to keep the left leg folded in front of us. So we're going to have the left leg folded, like crossed in front of us. And then the right leg out, back. Here, for you to feel the stretch that I want you to feel in your hips, you have to keep the knee out, the right knee out, so not too close to you. Keep the hips square and make sure that you're leaning forward with your hips, not just your back. So you don't want to just drop, you want to push that hip forward. And you should be feeling a really good stretch in your hip flexor and your quad. So we're leaning forward on the opposite, on the left knee. And now we're gonna switch sides. So we're gonna bring the left leg back now. As far back as you can, keep that right leg folded, push that left hip forward and out. You might feel one more than the other. For me, this is really tight, this left hip. Push the hip forward as you lean forward. I like telling you where you're supposed to be feeling things so you are mindful and you try to make that mind-muscle connection. If we're doing anything during the stretches or the workouts that you're not feeling it in the place that I'm telling you, and you have tried the different tips that I usually suggest, bring that left leg back, let me know. Like, hey, we were doing this and that, and you said that we're supposed to be feeling it here, but I didn't. I felt it here instead, even if I tried this. Le buscamos la vuelta, we can always see what's up, so please do let me know. We're gonna bring our feet together, and I want you to keep them closer to your glutes. Here you don't have to do much. I know some people cannot even like reach forward. Some people cannot even bring their feet together. Remember that this is for you. So you're gonna do it as best as you can. So what I do want you to be mindful of, even if you try to come forward, you never do it with your back. So you're not rounding your back. You do it with your hips forward. So even if this is the only thing that you can do, that's fine. It doesn't look as much, but I'm actually really pushing my hip forward. So if I were to just reach forward with my back will start rounding. You see that? When I push forward with my hips, my back is nice and straight, and I'm really feeling this shit out of my hips right now. And my groin area, my inner thighs. You can keep your hands down if you cannot reach for your toes. You can push your quads down with your elbows, but whatever you do, just push those hips forward. Take a deep breath. And then whenever you're ready, we're gonna lay down on the floor. Nice and relaxed. We're going to take that left leg, interlace our fingers on top of it, and bring that left knee as close to our chest as we can. We're gonna take 2 deep breaths here. This stretch, like all of them, is very interesting because here you can either feel it on your glutes and hamstrings, or you can feel it a lot in your hips. So it depends on where you are tight. You might feel it on both. Now we're going to remember that we have the left leg up. We're going to keep the left arm down, and with the right hand, we're going to bring this left knee towards the right side. Bring it to the side as much as you can. I want you to take a deep breath. Maybe your back cracked. Maybe it just feels really good. Maybe it feels uncomfortable. You might feel it in your glutes, you might feel your hips, you might feel both, you might feel your lower back. If you want to stay here a little longer, you can. If not, come back to the center. We're going to lift up that left leg, extend it, interlace our fingers behind the hamstring, and we're going to move our foot up and down, up and down. So we flexing it and dorsiflexing it. Once you do that, you're gonna feel a stretch in the front of your foot, and when you point your toes towards your face, you're gonna feel the stretch in your calves, up and down. Turn it around, both sides. Now we're going to bend the right knee and place that left foot on top of that right quad. Lift up the right leg. If you can, interlace your fingers behind the right leg and bring that knee as close to you as you can. Here you can keep the knee bent, or you can lift up the right foot so you can stretch out your hamstring and your glute at the same time. Take a deep breath. The closer you bring that right leg towards you, the more you're going to feel the stretch in your left glute. Take a deep, deep breath. And now we switch legs. So we relax the left leg. We interlace the fingers on top of the right knee. And we bring that knee towards our chest as much as we can. Take a deep breath. From here, we're gonna take the right arm down, and with the left arm, we're gonna push the right knee down towards the left side, and I want you to look over to the right shoulder. Take a deep breath. Rotate as much as you can. Back up. We're going to interlace our fingers behind our right hamstring. Extend that leg if you can. And now we're going to bring the foot up and down. And I really want you to breathe throughout this whole thing. Deep breath. And I want you to be aware, bring awareness to your body. How does it feel when you flex and unflex your foot? How does it feel when you move it around from one side or the other? Is it tight? Are you discovering new places that hurt? Just be aware, we're always on autopilot. Now we're gonna bend that left leg. We're gonna place the right foot on top of it. We're gonna interlace our fingers behind our left hamstring and bring that left leg in as much as we can. Deep breath. That's what I'm asking you. Take a deep breath. Bring the foot, both feet down. We're gonna turn around, get into cobra. If you're really comfortable, if it feels comfortable, you can stay there a little longer. But from here, I want you to get on your chest, have your hands right next to your breast. From here, we're gonna lift up our chest as high as we can. Take a deep breath. Go back to child's pose. From here, we're going to get on one knee. On the right one to be specific. If you need to hold on to something, you can. We're going to push the right hip forward. Bring the right arm up. Reach up to the ceiling. Take a deep breath. We're not leaning towards the, I already see you. Leaning towards the other side, we're not. Reach up, like if you were about to grab the roof, the ceiling. You feel a stretch all the way in your quad and your hip. Switch sides. Push the hip forward. Left arm up. Reach up as high as you can. Now we're gonna sit down. Hands and feet together. We're gonna have the left arm behind us, or you can also keep it out, like far out. But I find it like a little easier when I have my arm behind me. Right arm holds our head. And we're gonna tilt the head to the right shoulder. So it's gonna be to the side first. We're looking to the side. And now we bring the chin down, all the way down. I want you to look down. And here I want you to take 3 deep breaths. 1. 2, one more. 3, release your head and then switch. So now we have the right arm behind us. We're gonna grab our legs with the left arm. Tilt our head to the left shoulder. Look all the way down, chin down. One more. I want you to interlace your fingers behind your neck. Close your elbows, and we're gonna bring the chin all the way down, elbows down. And I want you to move your neck around side to side, keeping your chin down. And breathe. Feel really good stretch in your upper neck and back. Next thing that we're gonna do, we're gonna extend our legs, both legs, right? Keep our hands together. I want you to bring the right leg on top of that left one. From here, we're gonna keep the right arm very, very close to us. We're going to lift up the left arm, bring it outside of the right leg, and look over to the right shoulder. So we're twisting the body. If you cannot rotate all the way, again, that's fine. Go as far as your body lets you. This is not a competition. And then switch sides. So we're gonna bring the left leg on top, bring the right arm up, right outside that left leg, look over to the left shoulder. Now we're getting up. Open up your legs a little wider than shoulder width apart. I want you to bring your arm in, the right one, and we're gonna rotate the body a little bit towards the left side, keeping the hips square forward. So just rotating the upper body. Pull as much as you can so you can really feel the stretch in the back of your shoulder and just your shoulder in general. Switch. Remember to breathe. Bring the left arm up, bend it, and use the right arm to bring that elbow down. Keep the chest up and bring that arm down as much as you can. You should be feeling the stretch in your triceps. Switch sides, arms. Next thing we're gonna do, we're going to get in a split position. Stretch out the hamstrings, hips back, chest up. We're going to place our hands on top of our left knee, push the hips back, keep that chest up. Keep both knees straight. Here we're stretching out the hamstring and the front leg and the calf in the back leg. Please don't slouch. Keep that chest up. Switch. Take a deep breath. You might notice a hamstring tighter than the other. We're gonna come down to the floor. We're pretty much done with the stretches. We're just gonna close our intention. I want you to come down to the floor. Take a deep, deep breath. We're gonna take another one. Relax your shoulders. Move your neck around. Move your body around. I want to again thank you for trusting me in this journey, for allowing me to pretty much come into your home and give you these workouts and these stretches. It's literally my absolute pleasure to be able to do that. I really do want you to remind you that you are unique, that you're worthy, that you're awesome, that you're here for a reason. Know that your body is absolutely perfect the way it is. And every day we are working on getting it better, on feeling better, on being the best version of ourselves. Whatever that looks like. Not every day is gonna be the same. We have better days, we have not so good days, but every day we're showing up, and that's what counts. I love you, and I appreciate you. I'll see you tomorrow.